Hi everyone, Brett here from Metropole, and today I'm going to talk to you about a case study. I was on social media recently and someone posted about the potential to buy a really cheap bargain property in a low socioeconomic area, give it a bit of a tidy up, really increase its value and have that one-off hit, and then also be able to rent it out for a good price or a good rental return. And everyone commented, yes, great idea, sounds good. And it does sound like a good idea, but the other thing that you have to consider as part of your investment strategy in your portfolio is the level of risk. The person posting was thinking about the upside and potentially what's going to happen if everything goes right. There's also risk involved with the purchase, with the renovation, all different things, and also finding a tenant in a difficult market. So how do we decrease some of that risk and what do we look at? Well, first of all, you shouldn't be considering short-term propositions. You should be focusing on the longer term. So to reduce risk inside your portfolio, buy in superior locations. And what we do there is we look for areas with a high owner-occupier percentage. Some of this information here can be found on Domain's suburb profile, and it gives you an indication of how many people in the area own or are paying off a mortgage and how many are renting. We want a bigger percentage owning the property. In a downturn or a financial crisis, homeowners just won't sell their home. They're very resilient. They'll eat Maggi noodles for 6 months. They'll sell their car or a boat. They'll do whatever they can to keep a roof over their family's head. Whereas investors think short term and they'll move the property on. The other thing that's very important, and we were talking about low socioeconomic, in this type of financial environment, we need a certain kind of owner-occupier. We need owner-occupiers with good wages growth. So this is a suburb within the inner city of Brisbane. You can see in the red the average wage growth for Brisbane or Queensland over that time. But look at this particular suburb. It's almost double the Queensland average. This is where you want to be buying, and this is how you recession-proof your portfolio. Not only are these type of people paying more and overcapitalising and getting emotional and paying too much, but they're also able to ride out these tough times. If there's a financial crisis or when interest rates rise again, these types of people aren't going to be affected. We're in a low wage growth environment at this point in time, so it's important to find this kind of demographic. What we don't want to see, and what the areas you don't want to buy in, is the average areas, or even in some cases below average. What we've got here is an average suburb 20 or 30 kilometres out of Brisbane, and wages have really just kept up with inflation or income. So people are living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have the ability to be able to save, invest, and increase their circumstances. And if you're buying into one of these locations and there's a financial crash or a downfall, it's full of investors or low socioeconomic people, they're going to struggle to hold onto their house, and that's going to create an onward selling, and potentially you could lose 20 or 30% of your capital, which is what we've seen previously. So think about it first. Don't just jump on the first thing you see and think about the upside. There are potential risks, and these are some ways that you can reduce those risks. Thanks for listening.